He's 26 years old. He is 12,000 pounds. And he's going to get bigger. He's still got growing to do. And he loves to paint.
Aha.
Another 4,000 pounds or so to put on.
4,000?
Yeah, 16,000 they'll top out at for a big male.
How old is this one?
He is, I want to say 26, but they will grow until their mid-30s. Early to mid-30s. It up a little bit just now. This might be a little high, but I got 158 and I got 157. I didn't hit 160. I was hoping to. But we really give it a good turn, and it's nice and loose when we first put it in the pile, and that's without even our first flip. So it's going to be nice and loose. It's certainly never clumpy. There's a lot of different beneficial bacteria, slime molds growing in there, a lot of stuff that is turning it from poo into soil. And
but notice no invasive species, no...
Not at all, no. It takes a number of years for the wind-blown seeds to come in and establish on it. About the only thing I've ever seen grown out of this is the Timothy grass, and the occasional squash pumpkin family will pass through the elephant undigested. But generally speaking, they digest everything. and the heat destroys all the internal seeds. The outer layer, which is slightly cooler, will sprout some seeds that are in the poo. Again, Timothy grass, squash, pumpkins. I've used the occasional tomato.
Unlike horse manure products that are very invasive species laden.
Their stomach is just not well designed to digest seeds, and especially since they're out to pasture so much. They eat a lot of weeds out in the pasture, and then the seeds will pass through undigested, and then they take root in your garden the very first year. I will never spread horse manure on my property again. Even well composted, there's some stuff that'll sneak through the cracks. These are worth their weight in gold. How do you manage the flies? Well, there are a couple answers to that. A lot of people will use pesticides. We're not going to do that. I'm dead set against that. You'll see a lot of people covering it with a black plastic. It's a petroleum product. It breaks down. The wind blows it all over your property. Unrecyclable. Not a fan. So I decided, fight fire with fire. We have insects. We use insects to control our insects. These are fly predators, and they are well named because they control our flies better than any other manner I could think of, other than hiring 1,000 people with fly swatters out here. There are 10,000 fly predators in this bag, and if anybody out there has large piles of manure, maybe you have horses, maybe you have some cattle, I highly recommend fly predators. It's this easy. Now, I like to sprinkle them near the pile and not on it, because the pile does get so hot it will damage the larvae. It's very economical, and it's also environmentally friendly. Now I'm going to save a few of these for our other pile over here.
And you've been walking on elephant compost mounds for years barefooted.
Oh, absolutely. There's no need to worry with these elephants. They don't have any communicable diseases at all, much less diseases, period. There are no reason to worry about worms. They're always fed a steady diet of locally produced hay. They couldn't be any more local. It's actually right next door to us. And they get some specialties hays from up north, but we only buy the top of the line hays, and they don't have anything that would, we wouldn't be allowed by law to even work with them. They would have to be in quarantine if there was any concerns about their health.
Most people wouldn't even think of walking barefoot or even barehanded in, let's say, chicken compost or even cow manure compost. Who would want to walk barefoot in that?
Well, I certainly wouldn't. And I'm pretty brave walking around barefoot out here in the woods and through the elephant manure all day. But I wouldn't, especially if it's a commercially produced animal, largely due to the fact that the number of chemicals that they put into these cows. I mean, I would worry about absorbing growth hormones or, steroids, the antibiotic resistance. There's a host of issues you have to think about when you're dealing with commercially produced animals, which is something you don't have to worry about with our animals.
Speak for a moment about how well these elephants are taken care of, because each elephant is worth lots of money, so the owners are not going to just mistreat the elephant.
Oh, absolutely. I hope I'm reborn in a life previous to here, if one believes in reincarnation, as one of Patty's elephants. The amount of care and attention they receive is unbelievable. I wish I had half her drive and ambition and dedication, because it's a 14-hour day, every day, minimum, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, to tend to these elephants as well as she does.
And so if you're getting compost from an industrialized source, you can bet that those animals, be them cows or chickens, are not being treated with the care that these, how many elephants here?
We have 6 at present.
These 6 elephants are virtually treated like royalty.
Very much so. Very much so. They are the reason this place exists. It's all built around them. And we're always looking for ways to improve their care. We're not resting on our laurels. We strive to make this one of the foremost elephant facilities in the world. But these elephants are treated so well. Would you treat a Ferrari poorly? You know, it's one thing if you've got a commercial cow that's a tag in its ear. You treat it well enough to maximize your profits. That's not where
right.
We're here about maximizing elephants.
Right.
Our ultimate goal is to restart our elephant breeding program.